Stop affirming that you are poor. The real law of attraction isn't about thinking, it's about acting. I'm going to show you how to act like a wealthy person until wealth mirrors your reality. Think for a moment. How many times have you told yourself that you didn't have enough money, that you couldn't afford something, that life was limited, and that certain opportunities weren't for you? These phrases, which seem simple, are actually decrees. They are like seeds sown in the fertile soil of your subconscious, and each repetition of them creates deep roots that sustain a tree of scarcity, a tree that keeps you bound to the same repeated conditions year after year. But what if I told you that the forbidden secret of millionaires isn't about repeating pretty phrases, nor about imagining money flowing into your account without doing anything? What if I revealed to you that the key they understand lies in something much more powerful? Acting before reality shows the result. Acting as if you already are before you become. Not waiting to feel wealthy when you have money, but feeling wealthy beforehand, and making that your way of life. It sounds like a paradox, doesn't it? Because the logical mind will scream, "How can I act wealthy if I don't have money?" This is precisely the invisible prison in which most people live. The logical mind wants proof. It wants to see first in order to believe. But the universe doesn't work that way. It responds in reverse. You believe and act first, and then it shows you. This is the secret mathematics of manifestation. Have you ever noticed how people who live in abundance move through the world in a completely different way? They don't ask for permission. They don't walk with their heads down. They don't hide behind excuses. There is a posture, an energy, a vibrational field that accompanies them. And that is what makes reality bend to their will. Joe Dispenza talks about this principle as the power to align your mind and body with a future reality in such a way that the universe has no choice but to bring that reality to you. So I ask you, how much longer will you continue to reinforce that you don't have, that you can't, that you are unable? Because as long as you insist on affirming your poverty, you create an energetic signature of lack. But the day you change that, the day you start acting as if you already are, something impressive will happen. The opportunities that once seemed invisible start to appear. The right people cross your path. Ideas that were hidden within you begin to flourish. And suddenly, what seemed impossible becomes inevitable. This is the forbidden secret of millionaires. They didn't wait for reality to change to then believe. They believed first, sustained that belief with action, and reality merely reflected it back. It's like looking in a mirror. You don't wait for the reflection to smile at you before you smile, do you? You smile first, and only then does the mirror respond. Life is exactly like that. Therefore, I want you to pay close attention, because what you are about to hear could transform everything. But I also need you to allow yourself to truly dive in. This isn't about information, but about transformation. So, if you genuinely wish to attract the abundance you dream of, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel now, because what I am about to reveal could be the turning point you've been waiting for. And there's more. In the first pinned comment, you will find something special, a practice that will help you put this knowledge into immediate motion. Something simple, yet capable of provoking a leap in your consciousness. Click the link as soon as you finish watching, because it is this type of action that separates those who merely listen and forget from those who listen and transform their lives. Now I need to prepare you. What you are about to hear will challenge your logic. It will touch on points that you may have avoided seeing until now. But that is precisely where the key to change lies. Because the final revelation I will share in this video is the most powerful of all, and I promise, if you understand and put it into practice, your reality will not be able to remain the same. So, are you ready to break the invisible shackles of scarcity and start acting wealthy until wealth bows before you? Are you prepared to understand why so many remain trapped in the cycle of lack, while a select few manage to access unlimited abundance? Then, stay with me, because we are just at the beginning of this journey. You need to comprehend that there is an invisible field around you, a field that responds directly to how you position yourself in life. Joe Dispenza calls this field the quantum field. And this field doesn't understand words. It doesn't understand justifications. It doesn't understand your complaints. It responds to your energy, your vibration, to the way you feel and act in the present moment. This means that even if you are mentally repeating that you desire to prosper, if your attitudes and emotions remain aligned with scarcity, you are in practice emitting a frequency contrary to what you claim to want. It's as if you were saying, "I want wealth," but at the same time, you walk through the world afraid to spend, ashamed to dream big, doubtful that you deserve something greater. The universe doesn't listen to your mouth, it listens to your heart. It doesn't matter what you say, it matters what you vibrate. And here is the truth that few want to accept. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. And who have you been until now? A person who constantly affirms their lack? A person who acts based on the fear of losing instead of the confidence in gaining? Or someone who has already started to move as if reality were inevitably going to transform? Because that is the watershed moment. The forbidden secret of millionaires is that they did not wait. They didn't sit around praying for a miracle to happen. They moved, even when it seemed there were no resources. They acted as if they already were. And the invisible field, like a mirror, had to return what they sustained energetically. Think about it. Have you ever seen someone build something great without first believing they could? Have you ever seen someone break through barriers without carrying an unshakable conviction within them? Faith, in this case, is not religious, but vibrational. It is the certainty that what you already experience within yourself sooner or later will have to manifest outside of you. And this is where the practice comes in. Many get lost because they wait for a change from the outside to then change on the inside. But it's the other way around. You change within, and the outside responds. This means that if you want wealth, you need to start carrying yourself as someone who already lives in abundance. I'm not talking about going out and spending recklessly, but about adjusting your pattern of being. What is the posture of a wealthy person? They don't beg for opportunities. They create them. They don't hide. They show up. They don't doubt the value they carry. They position themselves knowing they deserve the best. And you? How have you been positioning yourself? Could it be that you are living like an emotional beggar, asking for scraps of attention, of recognition, of money? Because as long as you accept living below what you deserve, you reinforce the cycle of scarcity. Imagine for a moment that you are on an invisible stage and the universe is the audience. It observes every movement, every attitude, every emotion you display. If you act like someone who is limited, the universe understands. This is your truth. But if you, even without visible proof, begin to act like someone who is already wealthy, confident, whole, a creator, the universe has no choice but to arrange the backstage for this reality to present itself. This is the essence of manifestation according to Joe Dispenza. You must become emotionally familiar with the future before it arrives. You need to live the experience you wish to manifest within yourself until it becomes so real in your body and mind that the quantum field is compelled to reflect it. Now, perhaps you're thinking, but isn't this self-deception? No, on the contrary. Self-deception is believing that you are only what your current reality shows. The reality you see today is merely the result of the beliefs and vibrations you have sustained up to yesterday. It is not your destiny. It is just the delayed reflection of who you have been. If you change who you are now, reality will have to change too. And here something fundamental comes into play. Pain. The pain of living in limitation. The pain of looking at opportunities and feeling they are not for you. The pain of wanting more and believing you will never achieve it. This pain is real, but it is also fuel. It can paralyze you, or it can propel you. What differentiates a person who changes from one who remains the same is precisely how they use this pain. Those who awaken to the true law of attraction understand that pain is just a signal that you are ready for a leap. Now, imagine yourself starting to walk through the world differently. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding that every step will be taken as someone who is already abundant. Your posture changes, your voice changes, your gaze changes. You start to speak with more confidence. You start to walk as if you belong anywhere. You enter environments without shrinking, but with the certainty that you have as much right as anyone else to be there. And this energy is perceived because the universe responds to what you transmit. It's not about showing off. It's about aligning yourself. It's not about spending what you don't have. It's about changing how you see yourself. Because the millionaire doesn't feel wealthy just because of their bank balance, but because of the consciousness of abundance they carry. It is this consciousness that attracts more. And here is the detail that few notice. When you start to act wealthy, your mind starts to look for solutions instead of problems. You stop looking at the lack and start to see pathways. It's like changing the angle of a camera. Before, you only saw the walls. Now, you see the door. The opportunity was always there, but you couldn't see it because you were trapped in the frequency of scarcity. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be lucky? Everything works out for them. Doors open, things flow. It's not luck. It's a vibrational field. They are already living internally as if they were great, and the world just responds. And this is what I want you to understand once and for all. The forbidden secret of millionaires is not about money itself, but about identity. It's not about how much you have, but about who you are. If you change your internal identity, you will inevitably change your external reality. So, pay attention, because later on, I will reveal the final key, the most powerful revelation, the one that will connect all these dots and show you how you can make a definitive leap in your life. But first, I want you to realize something. This process only begins when you truly decide. Not when you just listen. Not when you just understand, but when you act. And here is a direct invitation. In the first pinned comment of this video, there is a link that can accelerate your process. Click on it when you finish watching, because the knowledge you will access there could be the missing bridge to turn theory into practice. Now, take a deep breath and feel. Are you prepared to leave the old version of yourself behind and start walking as someone who is already wealthy? Because if you don't change today, you will continue to reap the same fruits tomorrow. But if you change now, your life might surprise you in a way you never imagined. The quantum field is waiting for you. The question is, who will you choose to be from now on? What you have heard so far has been enough to understand that the key to wealth is not in what you possess, but in who you decide to be. However, I promised you from the beginning that the final revelation would be the most powerful of all, and it is right now that it unfolds. So far, we have talked about acting wealthy, feeling abundant before abundance materializes, aligning your body and mind with the desired future. But there is an even deeper detail, and it is this detail that separates those who merely dream from those who truly manifest. The final secret is this: you should not act wealthy to acquire money, but because that is your true identity. Money is not the end. It is merely the reflection. True wealth is the state of being. When you understand this, your life changes definitively. Because as long as you act wealthy hoping for something from the outside to validate your worth, you are still in the old pattern of scarcity. But when you act wealthy simply because you already know that you are, without needing proof, without needing immediate results, the universe bows before that certainty. This is the difference between those who try and those who achieve. Those who try still doubt, still look around, still wait for confirmation. Those who achieve have already decided, are already living the future version, have already made their body and their mind a home for abundance. And when that happens, there is no force in the world capable of preventing the manifestation. Joe Dispenza explains this brilliantly. When you emotionally connect with a desired future in such a way that you feel as if you are already living in it, your brain doesn't differentiate whether it has already happened or not. It starts firing the same signals, creating the same connections, releasing the same hormones as if it were already real. The body then begins to live in the future, and the quantum field responds by bringing the circumstances that support that state. It's almost as if you trick time, cross the line of logic, and place yourself directly in the frequency of what you desire. And now, I must ask you, can you feel what it would be like to live without the fear of lack? Can you imagine yourself walking with confidence, making decisions without burden, choosing without hesitation? Because within you there is already the certainty that abundance is natural? This is not a distant dream. It is a state you can choose right now. The final revelation, therefore, is this: the wealth you seek was never on the outside. It has always been within, waiting for you to remember who you are. Acting wealthy is not about imitating external behaviors, but about reclaiming within yourself the consciousness that you were born complete, that abundance is your natural inheritance. The universe did not create you for scarcity, but to express the infinite. And perhaps you are thinking, but I've already tried to change and nothing happened. And I tell you, nothing changed because you tried from the outside in. You tried without deciding. You tried while waiting for proof before sustaining the state. But now you know there is no greater proof than your decision. You must assume in this exact moment that you already are. Not tomorrow, not after receiving something, not when the bank account shows larger numbers. It is now, because if it's not now, it will never be. And when you make this internal decision, the external reality begins to reorganize itself. New people arrive, ideas emerge, coincidences multiply. What seemed locked opens up, and all of this not because the world decided to favor you, but because you changed the frequency you were emitting. Now, take note. This video is not just another piece of content to motivate you. It is a call for you to break free from the invisible prison you yourself have built by affirming your poverty, by living in scarcity. Today, here before these words, you have the chance to break this cycle. And if you are feeling deep in your soul that it's time to change, I want you to take one more step. In the first pinned comment, there is a link that can be the bridge between what you've heard here and the practice that will anchor this transformation. Click and discover. Don't put it off because your new identity is only consolidated when you act. The truth is, you are already wealthy, not because of what you have, but because of who you are. The money, the opportunities, the results, all of it will come as an inevitable consequence of who you decide to be now. So, choose to be the abundant version of yourself. Choose to act wealthy. Choose to position yourself as the creator of your reality. And remember, the law of attraction is not about thinking, it's about acting. The universe responds to your energy, not your words. If you sustain this new identity, no matter the time, no matter the logic, wealth will have to be mirrored in you. This is the forbidden secret of millionaires, not waiting to be, but being first. And from today onward, this can also be your truth. If this message has touched you, leave your like and subscribe to the channel now. This is more than a gesture of support. It is a commitment to your new journey, because every step you take confirms to the universe who you choose to be. And I know you have chosen abundance.